Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Edpuzzle here. I want you to think for a second. If I say Edpuzzle, what's the first word that comes to mind? I bet a lot of you said video, and if you did, you're not wrong. Edpuzzle is an incredible video tool. However, it's so much more than that. We've added many new features in the past year. I want to highlight for you today what some of those are and which features are upcoming. Edpuzzle now has 5 instructional tools that you can use and pick and choose for the right task. Videos, slides, student projects, quizzes, and now docs. Slides allow you to take a presentation and embed checks for understanding in order to get real-time data live in front of students with how they're doing. Quizzes are a great way to collect formative assessment data for your students. You can even gamify them by assigning them to your class, live or self-paced, and having a leaderboard, adding point values, and even time limits. Student projects allow your students to be teachers. They can find a video off of YouTube that is embedded into Edpuzzle in a safe environment and make that video interactive by adding their own polls, multiple choice, open-ended questions, or notes. They can also record their own video. And as a teacher, you can take all the videos that your students have created and assign them to the class. The newest piece of the puzzle, and one that I am so excited for, are docs. Docs allow you to bring a text to life and make reading accessible for all students. I want to show this to you in action. Students can make the text accessible by changing the font size, by changing the font, including to this open dyslexic font, or by having the text read aloud if the teacher enables that. From the student view, they'll see text and then have a question to answer. This allows the student to have a chunked reading in a way that is accessible to all kids, but also assesses their understanding. When a student answers a question, they'll be able to see if they got the question correct, and they can always add comments to the teacher if they want. Once they answer that question, they'll be able to move on to the next part of the text and answer a question to assess their understanding. Teachers can also embed pictures into their text, which can be a great way to support all students, especially English language learners, to teach vocabulary, for example. Docs can be an awesome way to take really complex reading passages, including primary source documents, and make them manageable for students. And with docs and all of our other tools, students can record their speech instead of typing or in addition to typing. Embedded into all of these features is our teacher-centered AI. Our AI saves teachers time without sacrificing instructional quality. Edpuzzle Teacher Assist can allow teachers to easily differentiate questions, making them easier, harder, or rephrasing them. After lessons, Teacher Assist will analyze students' misconceptions or misunderstandings. It will break down the specific skills or content that students didn't quite understand. For example, if I'm teaching my students about ancient Egypt, and maybe they're struggling with understanding why people settled in ancient Egypt, why is it useful being near a river? 8 of my students didn't understand that. I can really intentionally use this data to pull small groups or to reteach my objectives. What's coming next before the start of the school year are follow-up assignments. If as a teacher, I notice that my students need support with the geography of Egypt, Edpuzzle Teacher Assist will create 3 follow-up assignments for them. They might be docs, they might be a quiz, they might be slides. These follow-up assignments can allow me as a teacher to reteach to my class without having to scour the internet for hours and hours to find the perfect teaching tool. Teacher Assist can also support with open-ended question grading, empowering me as the teacher to put in my exemplar responses, which saves me valuable grading time and allows me to get a quick picture of how all of my students are doing with understanding the content. I can now really select the right tool for the right task. With all of our features in AI, as a teacher, you have the choice to use them or not, and as a district leader, you can toggle them on or off for your school. As a teacher and school leader for 15 years, I'm really passionate about helping teachers use Edpuzzle in a way that really allows them to meet students' outcomes and frees them up to meet students' needs individually. I'd love to provide free professional development for your schools this summer. Please feel free to schedule something with me. I can focus on your specific district's goals and really root it in effective pedagogy.